My mother-in-law sends me money every time her son refused to touch me. Part 4. I just stared at the message on my phone like I'd seen a ghost. Chloe, I told you not to test it. The words glowed on the screen while my heart slammed against my ribs. I wasn't even sure I was breathing. It felt like Margaret Collins was standing right there in the room, whispering from a corner I couldn't see. That night I didn't touch a thing. I blew out the candles, cleared the dishes, and slid under the covers beside Ethan, pretending to sleep. My mind wouldn't stop racing. How did she know what I'd done? How could she possibly know I'd tried to get close to her son? By morning I'd made up my mind. I told Ethan my cousin Lila was sick and I needed to stay with her for a couple of days. He barely looked up from his laptop. All right, he said softly. Take care of yourself. The relief in his voice said everything. Something was definitely wrong. I left the house around 10. The drive to Willow Creek was long and quiet. The road lined with tall maples leaning over the asphalt like eavesdroppers. With every mile my chest grew tighter. Margaret's place sat at the edge of town. An old white-painted bungalow tucked behind trimmed hedges and a private drive sign. Her silver Lexus was in the driveway, polished to perfection. I took a deep breath, fixed on a smile, and knocked. She opened the door herself. For a split second, surprise flickered across her face before she covered it with that practiced warmth. Chloe, what a surprise, she said, wiping her hands on her apron. You didn't tell me you were coming. I smiled back. I was nearby and thought I'd stop in to say hi. She stepped aside. The house smelled of simmering tomato stew and lemon polish. Curtains straight, table gleaming, fresh roses on the counter. Margaret was still Margaret, perfect down to the last detail. We chatted in the living room about nothing that mattered. She asked about Ethan. I said he was fine. She nodded slowly, eyes studying my face like she was reading between lines I hadn't spoken. Then she said she needed to check something on the stove. I offered to help. Oh, no need, she said lightly. Please, I insisted. At least let me stir the sauce for you. She laughed softly. All right, come on then. In the kitchen I washed a few dishes and stirred the bubbling pot while she stepped into her bedroom to take a call. The moment her voice faded down the hallway, I looked around. The kitchen was spotless, but a small drawer near the pantry caught my eye. My pulse kicked up. I eased it open. Inside were several brown envelopes, neatly stacked. Each one had handwriting on it. Her handwriting. I slid one open. Cash transfer receipts. My name on every single one. Each for $200. Each stamped with the same note. Take care of yourself. A cold wave crawled over my skin. There were too many to be random. She'd kept track of every payment like she was running some kind of experiment. My hands were slick with sweat as I lifted my phone to snap a picture. Curiosity is a dangerous thing, dear. Her voice came from behind me. I froze, slowly turned. She was standing in the doorway. Same polite smile, but her eyes were icy. I forced a laugh. Oh, I was just looking for paper towels. Thought they might be in here. She didn't move, just watched me. Then, quietly, next time ask before you open people's things. I nodded quickly. I'm sorry, Mrs. Collins. I didn't mean any harm. Her smile returned, thin and controlled. It's fine. Come taste this sauce. I added a little basil. I followed her back to the stove, barely tasting the spoon she held out. All I wanted was to get out of there. I faked a phone call and said Lila needed me urgently. She walked me to the door. Still pleasant, still unreadable. Safe drive, Chloe, she said. And don't worry